Yo, what is up, guys? So, it is one more video of 2024 moving into 2025. I just want to get one more in there because I want to talk about a matchup that's coming up. Obviously, the what a lot of fans considered at flyweight just kind of a bit of a reach for a request where Manel Kape beats Bruno Silva and then asks for a title shot. Now, obviously, you beat Bruno Silva, who was a really hot up-and-comer at flyweight, but you beat Bruno Silva. He got stopped. You know, how good is Bruno? I think, honestly, Bruno himself is going to come back better from this loss. I think he's going to reevaluate some stuff, going to get a bounce-back win, and then he'll be right back in the win column, and then we'll probably see him pick up more momentum. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Only reason I'm saying that is Bruno is actually a really cool guy. I've talked about it on this channel before. You know, when I was just casually training, I actually met the dude, and he was actually really cool to everybody who came in the gym. So, you know what? Bruno, I have full support of. But Manel Kape is getting an opportunity to earn his title shot because although you beat Bruno, you did not earn the title shot, or should you be calling for a title shot? He should have worded it in a way that says, hey, you know what? I want a fight that's going to set me up for a title shot. It would have been a little bit more self-aware in that manner. But he signed on the dotted line, and he's going against the top guy, Brennan Raw Dog Royval. And this is one of those interesting things because Royval's already lost to Pantoja twice. And Pantoja was just OP against Royval. It just didn't seem like there was anything that Royval can conceivably do to Pantoja. So let's say it goes the distance and it goes in Manel Kape's favor. I see Pantoja being a dominant champion at flyweight for just about another year, clearly. You know, I know he's getting up there in age, but right now I just don't see age catching up to him or being a factor in any realm. However, Kape versus Asakura was on the table, a third fight in the UFC, but that's a bit of a risk for Asakura right now. I know Asakura is going to want to get a win, so I think if he, punches down in the rankings a little bit, probably around the 15 to 10 range in the rankings, he's going to get it. But then this fits because then Asakura could get some momentum, and then he could have some reasons to stay in the UFC because right now he is in a must-win scenario. If he loses 2 fights in a row in the UFC, it's not going to look good. They might as well probably cut him. That's probably what's going to happen. But if Manel Kape goes up and fights Royval, which he's doing, I'm not saying if, he's definitely doing it. If he beats Royval in devastating fashion and upsets, that's a heavy underdog scenario. In fact, I have Manel Kape as my underdog for this fight for obvious reasons. Royval has been a top-level gatekeeper who is earning his way towards a third shot against Pantoja. But is he going to be able to do it? Probably not. In order for a justification for a title shot with Kape is going to have to finish Royval. And I see that happening probably 10 to 1 odds. I'm not going to say never. I think it is possible if he catches him. I know Royval is not that much of a grappler, but when it comes to the striking realm, that's where he really shines. That's Kape's big thing too, is striking. So it will definitely be a stand-up fight. I don't really see it going to the ground, but Royval's got more reach. He's just shown that he's taken on higher level opponents. Brennan Moreno, that was a good fight. To Moreno's credit, though, Moreno just kind of didn't seem like himself that night. He bounced back in his next fight. But however, Royval definitely is that one guy that anyone at flyweight is going to want to beat. Him or Kai France are the guys that you want to beat in order to justify a title shot. I know Steve Versac just fell short against Kai France trying to re-earn that title shot, but if Kape goes for Royval, and obviously if he does it in devastating fashion, then yeah, you know what? All the doubters are going to be proven wrong. Then I guess it's time for Kape to have one of those underdog Cinderella stories. But even then, if he beats Royval, is he going to be able to beat Pantoja? I highly doubt it. Why do I highly doubt this? Because it's Alexander Pantoja. He's just probably one of the most dominant guys at the flyweight, top of the division championship material that we've seen since Mighty Mouse. And I know that there's a lot of, what ifs. What if Mighty Mouse came back to fight Pantoja? We'd have to factor in Mighty Mouse's age. But I honestly think, like, if you were to have them both in their primes, it would be a very interesting matchup, and we'd have to see who wins that one. But, I mean, that ship's long sailed. Obviously, Mighty Mouse has no interest in returning to the UFC, and I don't blame him for the way that the UFC has treated him in the past and really discounted him despite all the defenses at flyweight. But yeah, no. I'm glad to see that Kape is stepping up and he's punching up in the rankings and he's making a very bold move. I admire this because we see a lot of fighters do this where they make a lot of noise, but then they end up picking safer fights. Kape is taking full accountability with this pick right now, saying, hey, I want a shot at the title, so I got to earn it. And if he proves everybody wrong when they fight, then guess what? That title shot is earned. But I'm glad that's happening. Happy 2024. Moving on into 2025. There's going to be a lot to talk about. Just like one more week or so without UFC. I can't wait for the cards to come out. So there's just more reasons to pump out more content right now because it's really hard to just force out videos that actually don't have anything really going on in the sport where I'm just running down the camera time. But that's about to come to a close. I'll see if I could come up with any other videos, probably one more in between now and when the UFC, opens back up and we see another full-blown card again. But until then, if I don't see you guys when UFC returns, happy 2024, and I'll see you in the next year. Peace out.